In the silence of your everyday life, divine messages are screaming for your attention. Right now, as you watch this video, you might be missing the most critical signals that your spiritual path needs correction. These aren't just ordinary coincidences or random events. They're sacred warnings that demand your immediate attention. You see, there's a profound difference between living and truly being alive, in harmony with divine purpose. Millions walk through life wearing spiritual blindfolds, ignoring the very signs meant to guide them back to their true path. But today, that changes. What I'm about to share with you isn't another generic list of spiritual signs. No, these are 3 specific, often misunderstood, divine warnings that most spiritual teachers won't tell you about. Signs so subtle yet so powerful that once you recognize them, your entire perspective on your current situation will transform. Think about the last time you felt that inexplicable heaviness in your soul. That wasn't just stress or fatigue, it was something far more significant. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what that feeling meant, and more importantly, why ignoring it could be the biggest mistake of your spiritual journey. We're diving deep into ancient wisdom, revealing timeless truths that have guided seekers for generations. These aren't just theories. They're proven spiritual principles that have transformed countless lives, and today they could transform yours. But here's the crucial part. Knowing these signs isn't enough. You need to understand why they appear and what specific actions to take when you spot them. That's exactly what we'll cover step by step in the next few minutes. Stay with me, because the 3rd sign we'll discuss is the most overlooked yet the most critical of all. Missing this one sign could explain everything that's going wrong in your life right now. Your presence here isn't a coincidence. It's your first step toward spiritual realignment. Let's begin with the first sign, the persistent whisper that's been trying to reach your soul. Deep within every human soul echoes a voice, not audible to ears, but unmistakable to hearts attuned to divine guidance. Most dismiss it as mere anxiety or overthinking, yet this persistent whisper carries messages straight from sacred realms, serving as first warnings when we drift from our divine purpose. Restlessness at midnight, sudden waking moments filled with inexplicable urgency, recurring thoughts that pierce through daily distractions. These aren't random neural firings or simple stress responses. They form patterns, sacred Morse code tapping directly into consciousness, demanding attention before minor spiritual misalignments become major life crises. Science might label it intuition, psychologists might call it subconscious processing, but spiritually aware souls recognize deeper truth. Conscience serves as divine compass, pointing consistently toward light, even as darkness gathers. When this internal compass spins wildly, pointing everywhere, yet nowhere, it signals spiritual interference, static in sacred communication channels. Morning meditation feels hollow. Prayer words fall flat. Simple decisions become overwhelming burdens. Each symptom appears minor in isolation, yet together they paint clear picture of divine discontent. This isn't punishment, it's protection, loving guidance before minor missteps become major falls. Sacred texts across traditions speak of still, small voice that guides faithful hearts. Modern life's constant noise drowns out these subtle signals, yet they persist, growing stronger until acknowledged, like water drops slowly wearing away stone. These whispers eventually break through hardest hearts. The physical symptoms often accompany these spiritual warnings: unexpected fatigue despite adequate rest, digestive issues defying medical explanation, headaches intensifying during prayer or meditation. Body joins spirit in sounding alarms, creating discomfort that demands attention. Relationships start reflecting internal discord. Conversations feel superficial. Connections lack usual depth. Even closest companions seem distant, as if invisible walls rise between souls. These social symptoms signal spiritual isolation, warning signs of drifting from divine community. Dreams shift from random scenarios to recurring themes, lost paths, locked doors, missed appointments. Subconscious mind joins chorus of warning, translating divine messages into symbolic language souls can't ignore. Each dream adds urgency to whispered warnings. Success in worldly matters brings hollow victory. Achievements feel empty, promotions lack satisfaction, material gains fail to fill growing void. Soul knows truth. No earthly triumph compensates for spiritual misalignment. Divine whispers grow louder as external rewards grow hollow. Time itself seems to conspire. Important meetings, repeatedly scheduled during prayer times, deadlines conflicting with spiritual commitments, work emergencies arising during planned reflection periods. These aren't mere coincidences, but divine choreography, forcing choices between worldly demands and spiritual necessities. Most dangerous response? Drowning whispers in activity, filling silence with noise, numbing spiritual pain with physical pleasure. Each ignored warning increases volume of next, until gentle whispers become thunderous roars, impossible to ignore. Wisdom lies in heeding early warnings, recognizing divine love behind uncomfortable messages. Every whisper offers chance for course correction, opportunity to realign with sacred purpose before major intervention becomes necessary. Next sign reveals how divine guidance escalates when whispers go unheeded, how gentle nudges transform into unmistakable roadblocks. Life patterns shift mysteriously when divine intervention escalates. Mirrors break, not physical glass, but reflections of success, stability, and certainty shatter one by one. What once flowed effortlessly now meets resistance. Doors that swung wide open suddenly close without explanation. Carefully laid plans unravel despite flawless execution. Job applications get lost in transit. Promising relationships dissolve without clear reason. Business deals fall through at final stages. Each setback seems random, yet patterns emerge for those willing to see deeper meaning behind surface chaos. Money flows outward through unexpected expenses, car repairs, medical bills, household emergencies. Savings dwindle despite increased frugality. Financial stability wavers as invisible forces redirect resources, forcing reassessment of priorities and values. Material security proves fragile when spiritual foundations crack. Career trajectories bend against natural momentum. Once certain promotions go to less qualified candidates. Long-term projects face sudden cancellation. Professional relationships sour without apparent cause. Corporate ladders transform into serpentine paths leading nowhere, pushing souls to question true calling. Health issues arise defying medical explanation, not serious enough to incapacitate, but persistent enough to demand attention. Minor ailments resist treatment. Sleep patterns disturb without lifestyle changes. Bodies mirror spiritual misalignment through physical discomfort, creating pause for reflection. Social circles constrict as friends drift away. New connections fail to form despite best efforts. Invitations decrease, calls go unreturned, messages sit unread. Isolation grows not through active rejection, but subtle distance, as if invisible barriers rise between souls walking different spiritual paths. Technology turns temperamental, devices malfunction, communications glitch, systems crash at crucial moments. Modern conveniences become inconvenient, forcing slower pace, creating space for contemplation. Digital disruptions push toward analog reflection. Time itself seems to warp. Appointments clash, schedules conflict, deadlines compress impossibly. Simple tasks take longer than expected. Important events face last-minute complications. Natural rhythms dissolve into chaos until souls slow down enough to recognize divine timing. Weather patterns intensify around significant decisions. Storms arise during planned events. Sunshine turns to rain without warning. Temperatures swing unexpectedly. Nature itself seems to conspire, creating physical barriers reflecting spiritual obstacles. Trusted methods stop working. Proven strategies fail Reliable systems break down, established routines yield different results. What worked yesterday fails today, pushing souls out of comfort zones, forcing exploration of new paths aligned with divine purpose. Signs and symbols multiply, repeated numbers catch attention, meaningful coincidences increase. Symbolic events occur too frequently to ignore. Physical world fills with spiritual messages for those whose inner eyes begin opening to truth. As successes lose meaning, achievements feel hollow, accomplishments bring no joy, recognition rings empty, external validation fails to fill growing inner void, as souls recognize difference between worldly success and spiritual fulfillment. Religious practices feel mechanical, prayers bounce back unanswered, meditation yields silence, ritual actions lack usual power. Spiritual practices that once brought peace now highlight distance between current path and divine purpose. Each broken mirror serves dual purpose, ending false reflections of success while creating space for authentic vision to emerge. Pain of shattered illusions carries seed of transformation for souls willing to learn from divine disruption. Sacred texts speak of divine chastisement born from love, correction aimed at protection rather than punishment. Each roadblock, setback, and failure contains hidden mercy, preventing deeper wandering from true path, limiting damage of misaligned choices. Third sign reveals deepest divine warning when whispers go unheeded and broken mirrors fail to redirect wandering souls. Spiritual isolation creeps in silently like shadows lengthening at dusk. Prayer words echo hollow against invisible walls. Sacred texts lose their luster, appearing as mere ink on paper. Meditation cushions gather dust, while souls drift further from divine connection, wrapped in cocoons of seeming self-sufficiency. Worship feels mechanical, rituals empty of meaning. Songs once lifting spirits now ring flat. Sermons slide past consciousness without penetrating hearts. Religious gatherings transform from spiritual feasts to social obligations, leaving souls hungry despite abundant spiritual food nearby. Fellowship fades as conversations turn superficial. Deep spiritual discussions dwindle, replaced by weather talk and sports scores. Other believers seem distant, speaking foreign language of faith that once flowed naturally. Community bonds weaken while isolation strengthens its grip. Nature loses its sacred glow. Sunset beauty fails to touch hearts. Starlit skies no longer inspire awe. Ocean waves crash without speaking ancient wisdom. Creation's constant sermon falls on deaf ears as souls lose ability to perceive divine messages in the physical world. Dreams shift toward materialistic themes. Shopping malls replace sacred temples. Business meetings supersede prayer gatherings. Social media feeds scroll where scripture once spoke. Subconscious mind reflects growing distance from spiritual reality, replacing eternal concerns with temporal distractions. Service opportunities feel burdensome rather than blessing. Helping others becomes checkbox activity rather than natural overflow of divine love. Volunteering brings exhaustion instead of energizing connection to greater purpose. Hearts once expanding through giving now contract in synchronicities cease. Meaningful coincidences disappear. Divine appointments fade. Holy moments vanish from daily life. World operates by cold mechanics rather than warm providence, as awareness of sacred presence dims through neglect. Conscience grows quiet, moral decisions lose clarity, ethical choices blur, spiritual discernment dulls. Internal compass spins without finding true north, leaving souls adrift on seas of moral relativism without divine guidance. Success brings no satisfaction, promotions feel empty, achievements ring hollow, material gains fail to fill spiritual void. Worldly abundance highlights poverty of soul, as external wealth fails to compensate for internal bankruptcy. Peace evaporates despite perfect circumstances. Anxiety creeps in despite absence of threats. Depression descends despite apparent blessings. Mental health reflects spiritual disease as souls starve in midst of plenty. Relationships lack depth. Marriage becomes partnership, friendships turn transactional, family bonds reduce to obligation. Human connections fail to satisfy souls created for divine communion, yet choosing isolation from sacred source. Creative wells run dry. Inspiration vanishes. Passion fades. Purpose blurs. Works once flowing from divine connection become mechanical production as souls disconnect from eternal creative source. Time fills with activity yet empties of meaning. Schedules overflow while hearts stand vacant. Busyness masks spiritual barrenness as souls rush toward goals holding no eternal significance. Physical symptoms manifest: fatigue without cause, illness defying treatment, pain lacking source. Bodies echo spiritual distress through mysterious ailments as divine design signals through physical means. Addictive behaviors increase. Social media scrolling, mindless entertainment, compulsive shopping. Souls seek substitute satisfaction through temporary pleasures, trying to fill infinite longing with finite experiences. Warning signs culminate in this final stage: persistent whispers ignored, broken mirrors overlooked, now culminating in complete spiritual isolation. Yet even here, divine mercy extends. Invitation to return, to reconnect, to restore sacred communion. You Aspen, you Rania, you Ashby, Masho, you Camilla, you Kao. Hope remains constant. Divine love never withdraws. Sacred presence never fades. Spiritual restoration always awaits souls willing to return. Each symptom of isolation carries seed of reunion for those choosing to end self-imposed exile from divine fellowship. Divine mercy speaks through warning signs, extending sacred invitations before souls drift beyond easy return. Each whispered message, broken mirror, and moment of isolation carries seeds of transformation, offering chances to realign with eternal purpose before temporary choices create permanent consequences. Spiritual navigation requires constant calibration, regular checks against divine compass. Signs discussed today: persistent whispers, broken mirrors, isolated souls. Form progressive warning system, each stage offering new opportunity for course correction. Recognizing these signs early prevents deeper wandering from sacred path. Taking action starts with stillness, stopping long enough to hear divine whispers beneath life's noise. Morning meditation, evening prayer, moments of silence throughout day create space for sacred communication. Regular pauses allow souls to detect subtle warnings before they escalate into spiritual emergencies. Sacred texts gain fresh relevance when read through lens of divine guidance. Ancient words illuminate modern paths, offering wisdom for souls seeking realignment. Scriptures studied with humble hearts reveal practical steps for restoring broken spiritual connections. Community plays a crucial role in spiritual restoration. Isolation breaks through renewed fellowship, joining prayer groups, attending worship services, engaging in spiritual discussions. Other believers offer support, accountability, and wisdom for souls returning to sacred paths. Service opens blocked spiritual channels, helping others, volunteering time, sharing resources. Each act of giving creates space for divine love to flow through previously isolated souls. Generosity breaks chains of self-absorption, binding wandering hearts. Nature offers healing for broken spirits. Time spent in creation, walking forests, watching sunsets, listening to ocean waves, reconnects souls with divine rhythms. Physical world reflects spiritual truths for hearts ready to receive ancient wisdom in fresh forms. Forgiveness releases burdens blocking spiritual progress. Forgiving others, accepting forgiveness, extending self-forgiveness. Each act of mercy creates space for divine grace to flow more freely. Bitterness gives way to blessing as hearts soften through forgiveness. Gratitude transforms perspective, highlighting divine presence in daily life. Thankful hearts notice small miracles, recognize answered prayers, appreciate spiritual growth opportunities hidden within challenges. Gratitude turns complaints into praise, scarcity into abundance. Patience proves essential during spiritual restoration. Changes taking years to create rarely resolve overnight. Small steps, consistent effort, regular recommitment, gradual progress leads to lasting transformation for souls seriously seeking divine reconnection. Journal Keeping Track's spiritual journey, revealing patterns in divine communication. Writing thoughts, recording dreams, noting coincidences, personal records provide evidence of sacred guidance for moments when faith wavers. Written reflections become touchstones for future spiritual navigation. Creative expression opens new channels for divine connection. Art, music, dance, writing, each creative act offers opportunity for sacred communion. Souls express eternal truths through unique gifts, finding fresh ways to experience divine presence. Physical health supports spiritual wellness. Proper rest, balanced nutrition, regular exercise create stable foundation for spiritual growth. Bodies house souls during earthly journey, requiring proper care for optimal spiritual functioning. Relationships heal through renewed spiritual connection. Marriage strengthens, friendships deepen, family bonds restore, as divine love flows through previously blocked channels. Healthy relationships reflect and reinforce restored spiritual health. Success, redefined through spiritual lens, gains deeper meaning. Achievement balanced with eternal purpose, material prosperity supporting spiritual growth. Influence used for divine purposes, worldly success serves rather than substitutes for spiritual fulfillment. Warning signs transform into growth markers as souls progress in spiritual journey. Past whispers become clear guidance. Broken mirrors reveal true reflection. Isolation gives way to sacred communion. Divine corrections lead to deeper connection for responsive hearts. If these messages resonate in your soul right now, take action. This video found you at perfect moment, offering divine guidance through modern means. Subscribe to this channel for more spiritual insights, helping souls navigate modern challenges through ancient wisdom. Press like button if divine truth touched your heart today. Share with others needing spiritual guidance. Your simple action might redirect wandering soul towards sacred path. Comments section below awaits your experiences, insights, questions about recognizing divine warnings in daily life. Remember, divine love never ceases reaching toward wandering hearts. Every warning sign contains invitation to return. Every spiritual obstacle offers opportunity for growth. Every moment holds potential for sacred reconnection. Journey continues, guided by eternal wisdom, supported by spiritual community, growing through these messages. Next video explores deeper spiritual truths, offering more practical guidance for souls seeking divine purpose. Subscribe now, activate notifications, join growing community of spiritually aware souls supporting each other, sacred journeys. Divine invitation extends. How will you respond?